Like, Nadia, could you be one of those black girls who hate her natural hair? Like, could you actually be? So I never really thought I was the type to hate my natural hair, but I've also never been the type to let my hair breathe without feeling like I needed to tuck it back into some sort of protective style. But then the real question is, have you been protecting your hair or have you been hiding your hair, Nadia? So join me in taking down my toxic connections while we talk about natural hair dysmorphia. So while I set up my little braids takedown station, I am going to pop a 60-second video up on the screen to give you a little bit of context around why these synthetic extensions are not so healthy. Please, I'm not perfect. Show me some grace. All right, let's get it. So I was originally going to brag about how I do my hair all the time by myself, and yes, it's a form of black girl self-care, but it can also be a form of black girl trauma. But then I had this weird experience where I took down my braids one time just to let my scalp breathe, and I did it for a little longer than usual, and then it felt like the healthiest my scalp had ever felt. No pain, bumps, scabs, irritation, no hair loss. And I just became really curious about the possible correlation of that with chemicals in synthetic hair. And boy, when I did my research, did I find some things out. PET, PVC, chemicals that are used to enhance hair color and texture and provide durability for the synthetic hair, have also been linked to allergies, endocrine disruptions, and reproductive health issues. And this is scary because how can a practice that's so deeply ingrained in black culture be potentially killing us in the sense that it's contributing to some of the health disparities that are disproportionately seen among black women? Yay to you if you already know about this, but what about the generation of black women across the world who don't? So now that we are all settled, here's the agenda for this video. We're gonna start with defining what the hell dysmorphia even means and how it relates to natural hair. And then we're gonna take this little quiz. I think it's gonna be a really fun, very eye-opening icebreaker to see whether you might have natural hair dysmorphia, and then I'll tell you my results to the quiz as well. And then we're going to talk about what perpetrates natural hair dysmorphia. How exactly did we even get here? Then we're going to look at how we tend to cope with natural hair dysmorphia. And then we're going to look at how we probably should be coping instead. When you find out that you have a dysmorphia for your natural hair, how do we even move forward? And then we're going to end with an exercise, sort of a little challenge to get us started. So take down my braids with me while we talk about natural hair dysmorphia. So are you ready? What is dysmorphia and do you have it? A mental health condition where a person has a distorted view of their body or appearance, and often focusing excessively on perceived flaws or defects that may be minor or even non-existent. This condition can lead to excessive grooming, avoiding social situations, or even undergoing unnecessary treatments or procedures to alter your hair. So everybody has some sort of body dysmorphia, and it's really just an insecurity, which is normal because nobody really is perfect. So the issue really just lies in whether or not you choose to own and embrace the insecurity, or if you choose to change the insecurity and to what extent you want to make those changes. For example, not really feeling comfortable with the shape of your nose. Either accepting that that's just what it is, or going to get you a nose job. Feeling like, oh, you're not light-skinned enough, and going to get bleaching creams and applying those so that you become a different skin tone. So you talk about natural hair dysmorphia, looking at a type of body dysmorphia that is rooted in century-long distorted beauty standards. It's kind of like this thing where you don't really accept yourself or see yourself in the same way without your braids or your wigs or your weaves as you do with them. In the little clip that I shared, there's a comment that actually brought this to light for me. Let's get into the hair dysmorphia of not accepting yourself without braids. Whew, that part. I know so many people face this with different styles where it's like they don't recognize themselves with their natural hair. I've even experienced it too. I used to think that I looked better with braids than with my own hair. If I ever have to reflect, that's literally how I feel about it. I feel like I just look much better in my braids. Like, you know, give me poetic justice and I'll be confident. Okay, and what's the problem with that? Oh my god, like I actually have my own hair and I feel more empowered when it's tucked in. So do you have natural hair dysmorphia? Here's the quiz. 1. How many of the closest people you know what you look like with your natural hair? How many people that you've worked with for the past 1, 2, 3+ years have ever seen your natural hair? When was the last time that you let your natural hair breathe? For a week, 3 days, or a month, for a little longer than usual. If you have a protective style in right now and you're just waiting to take it down, and if you were challenged to take it down and let your hair breathe for a little longer than usual, how comfortable would you be taking that challenge? And 5, this is a question that I've asked already. Are you protecting your hair or are you hiding your hair? People at least that I've known for a really long time have not really seen me with my natural hair. The people I work with, hell no. The last time I had my natural hair out for more than a week, 2 hairstyles before this one. That's a problem. Can I do it proudly for the next week if I were challenged? I probably have to work my way there. Yeah, it's a little drastic for me. So yeah. Are protective styles used to protect my hair or hide my hair? This is an easy one for me, unfortunately. I've just been tucking it away, doing the absolute bare minimum. I can always put it up in braids and I won't have to worry about it for the next 4 or 5 weeks. If you're watching this, bless your soul for even making that comment, because it's when the wheels started turning for me. I started really self-reflecting, like, Nadia, could you be one of those black girls who hate her natural hair? Like, could you actually be? I like to think that I accept my hair without braids or other protective styles, but I'm also one of those who never wears her hair out. So maybe that is a huge indicator of that dysmorphia. Isn't there a line between accepting your hair as is but just preferring to wear protective styles ... all the time? And then I said LOL because I knew I was lying. Can the two coexist? Like, can I love my natural hair and wear it in protective styles all the time? I feel like I already know the answer. When you never show your hair out, it's a statement. When you do show it out, it's a statement. It's kind of like if you say something, that's a statement, but then if you stay silent, your silence is also a statement. Why would a black woman hate the hair that is growing out of her own scalp? Look at the hair that I'm not showing. Oh my god, look at my edges. We need to do something about that. Look at my beautiful hair. So beautiful, my beautiful maid. Look at the hair that I'm hating. I have to do something about this. Oh my god. Period. So what perpetrates natural hair in black women, and why might you and I hate our natural hair? So let's talk a bit of history. I'm gonna put 1 or 2 documentaries in the description box in case you might be interested in doing your own research. We don't really see the importance in things. We don't see why people do things until we get the historical context into the whole situation.